Big break comes higher, and you sit there and yourself looking mighty
So, we made it onto episode 3.
How the hell did that happen?
Well, I have no idea.
My travel book is going to fall down for some reason.
It's going well, isn't it? Our shoddy
Things
pod.
have fallen apart already. It's
Our shoddy podcast is
three
going
episodes
awful.
in, and things are already falling apart.
Yes. Well, welcome to
Gaffer tape.
Oh yeah. Well, welcome to Big Brown and Hairy. I realised that an abbreviation of our podcast is BBH, which is very similar to another famous sort of thing, maybe the female equivalent, with the male equivalent of the BBW. So if you are BBH and you want to join BBH,
Be part of.
well, be part of our BBH movement.
Hashtag Team BBH.
Oh, please don't start. Oh, God. Hashtag Team BBH. People are going to think how weird this is. Yeah, with a male equivalent of big-breasted women.
Big-breasted men instead.
We've got to tie down that market, BBMs. We want you to join Team BBH by liking, commenting, and sharing this podcast.
Share the love.
Whether that's on any podcast platform, you can catch us, or our video version where you can see these wonderful mugs. You can see that on YouTube. So, join in.
Yeah.
We're going to have some segments soon where we answer your questions.
If we're nothing, we're inclusive. So
Yes.
anybody, join.
Yes,
Join,
even if it's
join
hate,
us.
we want it.
Yeah.
Bring it.
We want it all.
I mean, I
We're
can't.
not selective. We
If
want it
you
all.
are anything, if you do send like some abuse, we will read it out.
Absolutely.
So please
Things like
go for
that
it.
deserve to be
I
read
love
out.
it, and I'll give my retort.
Things like that deserve to be read out.
It'll probably be a your mom's comment or something, or that's my go-to. That's a good comeback.
That actually reminds me of that YouTube. Is it YouTube? The I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No.
There's a dog and a sea lion, and it's like.
Sorry, what?
So yeah, as there's like talking in the background. The sea lion, of course, is in the water. The dog is on a jetty, and somebody in the background is shouting, "What's your name?" And the sea lion is another voice saying Tony. You've got to bring it up. It's a very funny video.
If you actually know what he's talking about,
It's a very, very
I
funny
have no
video.
idea.
It's when you said.
I mean, what a start to the
What were you
podcast!
saying? What were you
What
saying?
a start to the podcast! This
going
is
well, is
this
it?
wonderful shoddy
it's not
shoddy
going well at
podcast.
all.
Team
You were
BBH.
Yes, sorry, you were talking about your mother is, and that's in that.
Oh,
that
right,
video.
right, okay.
It's very funny because it's two animals. It's
Right.
a dog and a sea lion, but it's human beings.
Oh,
in
is
the
it your
background
mother,
talking.
you bastard,
Yeah,
that one?
You better not bring my mother into this
Oh,
argument. sort of thing.
okay,
It's,
yes.
it's very funny.
Yeah, so I've seen
Tony,
that.
people out there know Tony and Ezekiel. It's very
idea.
funny. It's very funny.
But
Simple but funny.
should we go on to this episode?
Yeah, let's crack on.
Right, we've been a bit sports centric in the last couple of
let's crack
episodes. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's show a bit of our other interests.
Highbrow.
No, this is lowbrow shit. Those words cannot even be uttered on these.
Yeah, we'll do lowbrow for now.
Lowbrow.
Then we actually build
We'll try
an
to.
audience more than 10.
Yes.
Then we'll go highbrow or
Yes.
medium brow.
But yes, as I was saying, I think we've been a bit sports centric, so let's bring it in. Our other interest, films. So should we go into what films are coming out? Obviously, the pandemic has ruined most of the film industry, and cinemas are starting to open up. So I'm intrigued. What have you seen that's coming out, or is coming out in the rest of 2021 that you're intrigued by, or trailers that you've seen?
I think for me there are three movies that I'm really looking forward to coming out. And I'm not sure if it's going to be this year, but I hope it's something soon. But they were delayed by the pandemic, so the next Top Gun movie
Right.
I'm very much looking forward to that.
Are you ready for the danger zone?
I just always born ready for the danger zone. Born.
Are you ready to see semi-naked men play volleyball again?
That's the highlight of my day. That's the highlight of my day. That's
Oh dear.
the cheerleader.
Oh yeah, love it.
So yeah, that film. I'm looking forward to the next James Bond film.
Yes.
Very much
Now
looking
you know
forward
the
to that.
sequence of it being one shit James Bond film, one good.
Yeah.
So we're on a good one apparently.
We
We're on the
should be on a
sequence.
good one. And the director that they've got, is a Japanese guy. I think he is. He's apparently, from what I've heard, apparently he's done a very good job.
Right.
He's done a cracker of a job from what I've
I'm excited. I
Very
love a
much
James.
so.
Who doesn't
Very
love a
much so.
James Bond film?
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly when
Even the shit ones you can still watch.
Yeah, yeah. But there aren't many shit ones apart from
No, immediate like they go
Yeah.
it's like top tier and then yeah.
yeah. The really shit one that I remember is Die Another Day, Pierce Brosnan. That was awful.
See, that's one of the first ones I properly watched.
That's the one with the Aston Martin that disappears.
Is that the one with Halle? No, Halle Berry's after.
That is Halle Berry.
Is it Halle Berry?
That's the Halle Berry one.
Is it?
It's dog shit.
I can't remember.
It is dog shit.
Halle Berry looked fantastic though.
Our
Halle Berry looked fantastic. That's
our
all I care
Team
about.
BBH people out there,
BBH.
they agree with me on this one. I'm telling you, they agree with it. That was dog shit. That film, absolute dog shit.
Please
That
do.
sucked.
Please do let us know what your favourite
That
Bond film
sucked
is.
several bags of dicks. That film.
Tuffy's usually reserved, as you've seen in the previous podcast.
When I don't like
know what's
something-
happened. Maybe he's been triggered.
When I don't like something, I go.
I
at
mean,
it. I go
wow,
at it.
this is like role reversal. What's going on?
I'm like a completely different person.
I know. What?
It's like
a
I'm
bag
like
of dicks. Is that what you said?
Bruce Banner. I'm like a Bruce Banner. It takes a while, but
Bruce
then Bruce.
Oh, I
Hulk.
thought.
Bruce Banner.
I
Hulk.
thought you meant.
Come on.
I thought you meant Caitlyn Jenner. That's me being stupid. Well, there we go. Well, technically, here's the Incredible Hulk.
No,
I'm joking. Anyway,
I'm not
that's
gonna-
no
I'm not
offense.
going-
It's a
I'm
joke.
not going there.
It's
I'm
a
not-
joke.
I'm not going there.
Joke. Didn't mean to offend anybody.
I'm not
It's
going
a joke. Shit. That's going to be quoted.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
fuck.
That
I'm
didn't take
cancelled
long.
before this even gets off. Shit.
That didn't take long at all.
Bollocks. And your other film.
The next Batman film
Oh, okay.
with Robert Pattinson playing the role of Batman. I'm very intrigued by that.
Do you think he's going to be better than Ben Affleck? I don't think Ben Affleck was that bad. But he got shat on.
I don't think he was that bad either. I think he got shat on because he's Ben Affleck.
Yes, and also the Batman vs Superman film where Henry Cavill just don't even start me on that twat.
It's a disappointment, though, for me. Those films, they were a disappointment. And what makes it more disappointing for me is that the characters that the DC universe has, in theory, should be knocking it out the park compared to Marvel.
But Marvel's killing them.
Yeah. I think what Marvel has got it right. What Marvel has got right, sorry, I beg your pardon, get my words out correctly. How they've got it right is that they've made their movies watchable.
And they've also doused with a bit of humour.
Yes.
And that makes it more universal.
It involves the audience. It makes it watchable. It makes it, you want to,
I think also Deadpool was the thing that flipped it a little bit from when talking about humour, where DC copied with Suicide Squad and reshot everything.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yes. Because they were going to go with something a bit more darker, a bit more Dark Knight, which I think they should have
They
stuck
absolutely
with.
should do.
I think that the rumours are that original film was meant to be better, the way they shot it. But they changed it because they got shit scared of Deadpool. How that an 18 film or an R-rated film.
DC is all about darkness.
Yeah.
It's all about darkness.
Yes.
You know?
I agree with you.
I mean, you arguably the greatest superhero of them all, Batman. It's
Or
a
Superman.
dark
They've got
character.
both of them, haven't
Yeah,
they?
iconic, absolutely iconic superhero characters. You know, the trendsetters, you could say.
Yes,
that
definitely.
started it all off.
And think about Marvel haven't got those
Not-
trendsetter, like that.
not-
I mean,
yeah,
they were
yeah.
originals, aren't they? So.
Yeah, I mean, they have Spider-Man, which to
Yes.
to a certain extent, Incredible Hulk as well. But when there's something different about Batman and Superman. There's something different about them.
Do you not like Catwoman?
Do you mean the
The Halle Berry version.
moving swiftly on? I think moving swiftly.
She did
on.
a fantastic performance.
Look, even she didn't like it.
No. Do you know the funny
Even
story
she
about,
took it-
you know the awards,
Even she took the piss out of it.
Yeah, you know about the awards, so when the Oscars are on, they have the Razzies.
The Razzies, yeah.
Yes, and
yeah.
she went and picked up the I rated her for that.
Yeah, you've got to
That was
respect
funny.
that. You've got
That
to
was
respect
really hilarious. Fair play to you, Halle.
You've got to respect that. She knew that it was toilet.
I mean, fair play.
That's epic trolling.
Yeah,
that
I
is.
mean, I love
Epic
it. I love
trolling.
it. I think Sandra Bullock did it once as well.
Did she?
I think so. I don't know what she got a Razzie in, but she went and got it in person,
Yeah.
which is
But
amazing.
Take your pick. I think. Take your pick.
Yeah.
Which one?
Are you not a fan of Sandra Bullock?
There's.
Sorry, what?
I like the film that she got her
The Blind
Oscar.
Side or whatever.
That was wonderful.
What have you got?
Fantastic performance. as well.
Sorry. What? Sandra Bullock?
Hmm.
Are you? Why? What's your gripe with Sandra Bullock?
I just
What was that film she was in? Speed.
Speed.
What a banging film! I love Speed. So
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
Yeah, good film. I think she just sounds the same in all of her films.
The Heat.
Have
you watched The Heat?
That whiny kind of.
Oh my god! What am I listening to here? This is worse than fucking Gordon Ramsay. What the hell? Sandra Bullock's a worldwide lovable. What?
Listen, I've seen her on Jonathan Ross show, and she comes across as a really lovely person. Down to earth, lovely person.
I'm going to Google her filmography and prove you wrong.
But I'm just not a fan of her work. I guess.
Wow.
Just not a fan of her work. I'm afraid.
I am. This is shocking news to me because I've not heard of this.
It shouldn't
from you.
It shouldn't really be. It shouldn't really be groundbreaking. I'm sure I'm not the
outrageous.
only person.
How can you hate Sandra
I
Bullock?
don't hate her.
You strongly
I don't hate
dislike.
her. I'm just not a fan of her work.
I'm going to name some films. Bear with me 2 seconds. Let me load up.
I'm bearing with you, but I'm sure it's going to be longer than 2 seconds for you to pick out a good film of hers.
Wow! Meow! Someone has got out the wrong side of the bed today. Jeez! What happened to the mild-mannered guy? I'm meant to be the prick.
Got out of bed. It's currently 5-1 in the morning.
Okay, what about that weird film for Netflix where they blindfolded it? What was that called? Shit. Oh, hold on. My internet's being awfully slow. This is another shoddy production.
I'm telling you, gaffer tape. It solves every problem.
I mean, I don't know about internet, but I don't know what's happened here. Filmography. There we go. Okay, The Proposal.
Never watched it.
Ryan Reynolds, perfect. Blindside, yes. Ocean's 8 was okay. Miss Congeniality, classic. Bird Box was the one I was on about. Speed. She was in Gravity.
Bird Box, Bird Brain.
Gravity, fantastic.
Gravity. Granted, yes, I liked.
Heat. Melissa McCarthy, fantastic.
Heat.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Where they
right,
the buddy cop thing, fantastic. Okay, now it gets a bit ropey. 2 weeks notice. Demolition Man.
Not a fan.
Wow.
Not a fan.
Wow. I am. Okay, there is some Speed 2. Didn't they include boats?
What was that called? Speed 2 what? Cruise control or something like that? What was it called?
Cruise control.
Cruise
and it was
control.
because it was on a cruise and they had speedboats.
Yeah,
What?
Yeah, too much of a good thing, I think.
Okay, so our BBH fans,
They're with me.
Sandra
always with
Bullock.
me.
Sandra Bullock
They're always
is
with me.
lovely. And you
Listen,
just
I've
ruined
already
her.
said. I've
You
already
said
said.
no. We all heard.
I've already
we all
said.
heard.
She comes across as a really lovely person. I've seen her on the Jonathan Ross show.
Yes.
And it's really lovely, down to earth, regular person.
Okay, so your irrational hatred for Sandra Bullock. Okay, as we're on the subject of films,
Yes.
and those are very exciting films that are coming up, I'm looking forward to it. And I know it's been battered to death. But I can't help myself. I just can't help myself. Fast 9. I don't care. I want to go and see it. It hasn't got The Rock and somebody else and Jason Statham because The Rock fell out with Vin Diesel and Tyrese. Nobody gives a shit about Tyrese.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Tyrese. Nobody cares.
Sorry, what film is this?
Fast and Furious 9.
Oh, right. Okay.
Awful
okay.
Fast 9. Sorry.
That franchise.
That
Okay.
wonderful franchise.
That franchise that has had the arse kicked out of it.
I don't care. I will still watch it.
Several times.
And so The Rock fell out with, or Dwayne Johnson fell out with Vin Diesel and Tyrese because Tyrese is a little bitch, and he came out. It was hilarious. He started crying on Instagram.
Really?
Oh, it was hilarious.
Actually fallen out.
Yeah, because The Rock got a spin-off.
imagine
You know, the biggest action star got a spin-off. Of course he has, because it's The Rock. And they all got
Can't imagine
jealous.
The Rock falling out with anybody.
He doesn't,
seems-
but they were being bitches.
Right.
To the point where they wouldn't even shoot, in the last film, wouldn't shoot in the same room together. So they had to flip. Oh, it was awful.
Seriously.
Well, it's been noted, but seriously, yeah.
Oh God.
But in Fast 9, as a wrestling fan, as you can see, John Cena is in it,
Really?
which I'm very intrigued about because I do like Mr. Cena.
Okay.
And I want to see what he does.
I'd like to see what his driving skills are like. He was in.
Well, you can't see it. Oh, anyway.
Oh, shut up.
That's the meme on the internet, you know, where we can't see anything whenever you see John Cena. There's going to be loads of those memes.
Well, he was in Bumblebee movie, wasn't he?
Bumblebee wasn't bad
That's-
at all.
You know what? Of the Transformers franchise, those films, Michael Bay, of course, directed the. Yeah.
You have to do that whenever you say Michael Bay.
Yeah. And sort of panning.
Oh, I'm
camera.
in the edit. I'm gonna explain. My hands are firing out.
Panning camera angles. Cameras mounted on helicopters, clearly. because
Oh,
of
we're
course
going to
you
do
don't
this in the
have those.
edit. We're going to make this a Michael Bay bit, by the way.
Oh, good. This should be interesting.
I mean, I'm going to do it around your head.
If we're going to do like a hated and overrated, he's got to be.
I'm going to put Sandra Bullock as well next to you. I'm going,
Please do. Please do. Sorry, I'll just take this off while I say it. Please do.
wow, Mrs. Tuffy's going to be upset.
No, the chances
She'd want to kick her in the Sandra Bullock.
the chances of her watching this bag of shit is.
Can you imagine if Sandra Bullock watched this and just does this? She takes her reading glasses off and just wipes a tear from her eye. Oh, I really wanted Tuffy to like me.
Yeah, she stays up all night wishing that I like her.
What?
Yeah, she loses sleep over
Oh
that.
dear me.
But yeah, the Bumblebee movie. Sorry,
Yes.
movie. Of course, Michael Bay directed the first Transformers. I think was there 3 or 4. I can't remember.
Yes.
And then of course
The Megan Fox era.
Yeah,
The best ones.
Megan Fox era. Yeah,
I can't forget the Megan Fox era.
and then Bumblebee was directed by somebody else, and it's living proof that as soon as Michael Bay directs a film,
Yes.
it goes to shite.
9 times out of 10.
Goes to shite, absolute shite.
Yeah.
The
Actually,
Bumblebee.
yeah.
It's such a shame that the Bumblebee movie didn't start off the entire franchise. That film was. I really liked it. Really liked it.
The first Transformers film was brilliant.
Novelty.
Yeah, but
Because
novelty,
it was
why?
novelty.
Novelty, yes,
Because
yes.
it was novelty.
No,
It was,
okay,
you know,
I'll go with that.
Robots.
But it was a fun movie,
Yeah.
and you don't want much else, do you? So that's why Michael Bay worked. But I'm going to look at his filmography. I think he did Pain and Gain as well.
Never heard of it, and there's probably a good reason why.
Pain and Gain was a film with The Rock and Michael Bay. Not Michael Bay. Mark Wahlberg. It would be funny if Michael Bay was in it.
He does cameos in all his films as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a bit of an.
And so he thinks he's some sort of Alfred Hitchcock.
Wow, you're really going after people in this. I didn't know this was such a. Ladies and gentlemen, we finally cracked him. 3 episodes in, and he's like Michael Bay.
3 is the magic number.
Wow. Right, so our next little thing we're going to talk about is we are keen golfers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I expect half our audience to switch off right now. all our BBHs. We're trying to get over a phrase, if you ever noticed.
When we do hopefully start doing merchandise, I want to bring out a line of golf trousers. BBH golf trousers.
Wow, that sounds mad.
The slacker the better.
Yes. Yes.
John Daly specials.
Do you know what we could do with BBH? We could set up the new Giacomo. We could be the new Giacomo clothing. Genius. We're like the Kim Kardashian of... Can't do it. Golf, yeah. The reason why we want to talk about golf is the amazing thing Mr. Mickelson, Phil Mickelson,
lefty,
good old lefty, at what age was he? 50-something? 50 was it?
Something like that, yeah. The oldest
major
winner in history.
Which is unbelievable.
That's phenomenal achievement. I mean, he was outside the top 100.
I mean, yeah. And honestly, when I heard about it, because I didn't really pay attention to the PGA Tour, the PGA Championship, sorry.
Yeah.
But when I saw Mickelson lift the trophy, I was astonished. But I wouldn't have him as the oldest winner. I thought like someone like Greg Norman or somebody would have had the oldest
or even
title.
Jack Nicklaus.
Or Jack Nicklaus.
I think Jack Nicklaus won his last major when he was about, was he about 46 or something like that? Something like that.
Winning at 50 though is because
it's incredible.
Golf is a tough sport on the body because you do. I know it's muscle memory, but there's a lot of strain and stress on your knees and ankles. So Father Time again. Yeah. Ironically, when you're playing at the pinnacle of the sport, yes, older people play it as a retirement sport, but they're not going full welly like these guys. These are athletes.
Yeah.
So for a 50-year-old man,
for a 50-year-old guy,
astonishing. It means anyone can do it. It means
I'm signing up. Sign me up tomorrow.
Sign me up. I don't think
Sign me up tomorrow.
Don't know about, I'm
on my tour card.
shite at golf. I think in my head I'm VJ Singh or something. But that's the most Asian sounding name. Even though he's from Fiji, that's the most Asian sounding name I can think of. Golf is the most frustrating game in my opinion. Because at one point you can be a god, and then within the next shot,
isn't it?
you are completely shite. And then you start talking to yourself, and then the whole round is ruined.
No, you're right. The thing about golf that I found is that there are little things that you do whenever you take a shot make a world of a difference. So just even in your setup, when you're setting up for a shot, if you're if you're sort of leaning over the ball just slightly when you're taking your shot, there's an imbalance there, and it sends your ball sort of several miles to the right.
It's so technique heavy.
Yeah. Just little things impact on where your ball goes.
Yeah, and all the more for the reason for that feat by Mickelson being amazing.
Yeah.
I have to say, and I'm not massively into watching golf, but when things happen like that, like when Tiger Woods came back and won his major again,
The Masters, yeah.
the
major,
the major. That was
okay.
And just seeing how captivating it was, and the crowd, the roar, it was nostalgia again. It was interesting to see everyone backing up after all those allegations, which I'm not going to lie, made me like him more. I don't care what people say. He was too robotic and perfect. I love my sports stars being a bit mental, going shagging a bit, 50 million people.
But that's what they say, though, don't they, about sports people who are absolute geniuses. They're sort of just this side of being imbalanced in a particular area, aren't they?
Well, that's why I love it. Look at Gaza. Look at George Best.
Yeah.
They had problems. Ronnie O'Sullivan even has issues. But what makes him amazing, is their pure talent.
Yeah, it's that maverick kind of
And that's
attitude,
why Tiger Woods,
isn't it?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love him more now than I did when he talks like that. And it's just, ugh. But then when he had to put his collar out and everything, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved that press conference, how awkward it was. What, he begging for his wife back, basically?
Yep,
Oh,
yep.
hilarious.
That mugshot of his when he must have been.
Oh, when she attacked the car?
Yeah, or when he looked. I think there was an.
Oh, no, when he was on pills and he went driving.
yeah.
Yes.
That mugshot, it looked like.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it. Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. You should embrace the imperfections. I love it.
Yeah.
That's what makes people.
But I think in terms of him winning the Masters, I think everybody just sort of wanted him to get back to that position that he was in after so long. And I think irrespective of his misdemeanors, whatever he got up to, I think at that point, it's funny how quickly people forget about about things. I think people realise that. Let's face it, the game of golf needs Tiger Woods.
You need a he's a maverick. He's the person that everyone looked to. He's like a Roger Federer for tennis.
Yeah.
I mean, amazing.
Yeah. Do you think we'll ever see any sort of misdemeanors coming out of the woodwork about Roger Federer?
No.
Do you think he's
too much of a nerd.
too prim and proper?
He's too Swiss.
Too Swiss.
But like, even Woods is getting on a little bit. For him to win the
yeah.
Masters was incredible,
Yeah.
and Mickelson is showing the old guys are still doing it.
Yeah.
And talking of old people, Max Mosley died. So I didn't mean that's not funny, but what makes it the reason why I'm laughing is because the only reason I know Max Mosley is for his Nazi naughtiness.
Well, actually, he won a court case, and that was apparently it was fabricated. It wasn't true.
It was him on CCTV.
But he won. If you Google it,
Oh, bollocks! Mr. Max Mosley liked a bit of slap and tickle. That's what he liked.
Was it the News of the World? I think there was a libel case or some sort of, and he won it.
Yeah, because what it was is that they shouldn't have shared that CCTV footage or something.
Right.
His privacy was taken out.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what it was. But he did enjoy a little bit of Nazi slap and tickle.
Right. Okay.
Max Mosley,
Okay.
what a legend! FIA, legend. I didn't know who he was before, but I did after that instance. As I was saying, imperfections make a better person. I don't know if being
to be fair,
a Nazi sub makes it interesting.
To be fair, after Senna died, 1994, Senna and Ratzberger died. He did so much for him, along with the likes of Jackie Stewart as well. They did so much to drive safety in motorsports, and sort of bring it forward. To arguably now, it's never been safer. He did so much to in the advancement of safety in motorsports, not just in motorsports but also road cars as well. Massive influence.
Isn't it a bit ironic then they liked getting choked and things by
I'm not gonna.
He's really into safety.
I'm not going to go there.
Wonder what
Paradox.
I wonder what his safe word was.
Paradox again. Paradox. I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, why are you being prudish? I know. I mean, I know. Look, he's lost his life. Rest in peace. He's had a good innings. 81. Good innings. You can't go wrong. And he obviously enjoyed himself. But it's sad to see people go, but it's even sadder to be known for that scandal, unfortunately. But what he did for F1, as you said, fantastic.
Yeah,
and as we know, you are a massive F1 fan, so
very much so. Very much so. I should have some sort of thing coming soon to put onto the front of my around here.
Oh yes, should we talk about what's on our table? We haven't done that yet, and we're 3 episodes in. Should we talk in detail? I think we did roughly.
Yeah.
So you go for it.
Okay, so I've got the Lonely Planet guidebooks here, and that should tell you that I'm a massive travel nut. I've done, from a very young age, travelled and backpacking, roughing it out there in different countries.
I mean, I need to interject here. Brown people don't do this.
They don't.
This is so anti-brown. I don't understand.
They don't at all.
It's
They really
camping.
don't.
I think I'm allergic to camping and backpacking. I don't know what caravan. Have you ever seen a brown person in a caravan? No.
No, I haven't.
No, you
actually.
haven't.
No, I haven't.
It's like,
I haven't.
have you ever seen a brown person in an ice skating? Maybe an ice skating at a ski resort? No. You have.
I have.
There you go. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't understand. You're like the anti-stereotype.
I'm like, I'm sure that if I were to mention this to, other sort of other Asian people who were, really, sort of overboard Asian people, I'd be accused of being some sort of bounty bar or something like that.
Yeah, we get called bounty, so this is a brown explanation.
Yeah.
Chocolate on the outside and white on the inside. That's what very racist.
Coconut.
Bounty. That's what you hear.
Yeah.
So it's quite funny. I'm not going to lie, but yes.
Give a toss, really.
I know. Yes.
I like
enjoy what
I
you
like.
enjoy.
I do
exactly.
what I do. Couldn't give a
Exactly.
toss. I do.
But shall we not go into racism? What else have you got on your desk?
Of course, the Liverpool Football Club mug. So I'm an LFC fan.
I spat in that. I haven't.
I've got a. This is actually something you gave me.
Am I not kind?
Yeah, there's there is a nice side to you.
There is a nice side to me.
This is a McLaren car. 'Cause I'm a fan of McLaren, not just F1, but McLaren cars in general. Is it the 675 LT?
I think. Yeah.
But at some point, I'm going to have another McLaren model here, hopefully, of the Ayrton Senna McLaren MP44 iconic F1
God,
car.
this is so nerdy. I didn't realise it would get this bad.
His first World Championship car. Hopefully, it'll be here soon.
Just ask
Little
you
sort
what
of
was on your
die-cast model.
What's the
Fuck
last
off.
thing? What's the last thing on your desk?
And there's something that we're growing here. Well, I'm growing here. I'm not going to say what it is.
You can guess. And if
but
you
you
guess, we'll give a cash prize. How about that?
Yeah.
Of 10 pence.
There is something on this desk.
If you can guess what that is.
that can allude.
If the crowd
that
can
alludes
get, if
to
the crowd,
what
what am I about? There's no crowd here. If the audience,
the audience, the
the
BBH, crew,
listeners, the viewers,
Team BBH,
Team B, the BBHers,
Mm-hmm.
the Team BBH people. If you can tell us what that is,
what I'm growing
what he's
here.
growing,
There is a clue on this table as to what it could
there's
be.
one clue on the table.
Yeah, as to
I
what-
will
as
be
to what it could
seriously
be.
impressed. As I've said before, I'm a bit of a wrestling nerd, and we will go into great detail. And there's going to be many, many episodes about my wrestling nerdiness. So, as you can see, a variety of wrestling figures here.
Maybe you can go through who they actually
Okay,
are.
this is really... Oh, really? Do I have to? Okay, The Rock. We all know The Rock, obviously. Ultimate Warrior.
Oh,
Okay, that's a bit of a classic.
Yeah.
You know him. He's a bit of a mentalist.
yes.
Unfortunately passed away. Rey Mysterio, a pioneer in high-flying wrestling. Becky Lynch, an Irish beauty, who really galvanised the women's division in the last 2 or 3 years. We've got Shinsuke Nakamura, who is a Japanese star and who is highly underrated. And WWE are fucking him over at the moment, and it pisses me off because he's the most charismatic character they've got,
Yeah,
and they just don't use him because Vince McMahon is a mentalist.
we can touch on.
Shall we talk about Vince McMahon?
At some point, if you want.
I mean, Vince McMahon. What can we say? Look, I love wrestling, and I have
Yeah,
great respect for the man for doing what he did. I mean, it was controversial what he did.
Yeah.
By getting all the little promotions and just bullying them into selling to him, and buying their back catalogue and blah blah blah. Anyway, everyone knows this, or most people do. But when you're nearing your late 70s and you're still jacked and you're so isolated, you're going to be out of touch a little bit.
yeah,
Which
Yeah.
since arguably since the 2000s, since the Attitude Era finished, it's just been nonsensical bullshit that we've had to endure. I mean, there's been moments that have been fantastic, but there's been, as a fan, where you go through laws. I've even stopped watching it because it got so depressingly dull. And then NXT arose with Triple H, and that got my interest again. And then recently, AEW
Yeah.
has really taken. I'm a huge AEW fan because I like what they're doing and like what they do for the wrestlers. Because I don't know, a lot of people don't know. WWE has such a massive financial gain every year.
Yeah.
From TV deals, from this and that. You know, they're a massive machine. You can't. It's like he's built a massive machine.
Yeah.
But they don't care about the wrestlers. They just don't. They either get rid of them whenever they can and cancel their contracts. They're meant to be independent contractors, but they can't. If you're an independent contractor, then you're contracted for a set period of time, aren't you? Because they're independent contractors and not actual employees, even though they're doing the majority of the work, they don't get any healthcare. But the people in the office do. Now, what they're putting their bodies through everything,
Yeah.
and they get fuck all. And then they're written into these stupid stories where they've got stupid writers. Old school wrestling was about doing your promos yourself, know what what the arc of the story was, and then just get trusted. That was the part of the art, and that's why you got so many wonderful characters and people that could act out of wrestling because they were put in the in the Shark Tank. Because there you go, there's your promo, go for it, improve your promo, sell it, sell the tickets.
Yeah.
Obviously, the model's changed now. But what AEW have done is taken those people that were underappreciated, as well as raising new talent, and just, I love it. I'm a massive fan. And I love Tony Khan. What he's done is impressive, and he's not exactly old. But what he is a breath of fresh air. And that's what WWE needed, some competition.
So why isn't WWE adapting to it? Why aren't they
Because
seeing the
Vince
competition?
McMahon, he's mental. Like, he doesn't give a shit. Like yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? He just got rid of NXT people and just he basically used them on the Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the day after that, one of the Alexander Wolf, he's a German wrestler.
Right.
He's been in two massive groups, Sanity and Imperium. They wrote him out of the group, and then we thought, he's going to go into a singles push, basically just like a singles run. Didn't even tell him. Rang him up the day after. Go, you'd been let go. I was like, we're not renewing your contract.
Wow,
And it's just
like
this
that,
heartless. And during this is what really irked me. This was the last straw for me. During the pandemic, when everyone's going through tough times, WWE had X amount of cash. I mean, a shitload in the bank, and I think they had a responsibility of looking after their employees. But what they did instead is, I can't remember what they called it, Black Wednesday, I think. They just wiped clear because of budget saving.
I heard about that. Yes, I heard about that.
Right. And then, coincidentally, it was before a financial report, and then they'd sell on this thing to the south. I don't know the ins and outs, but basically, during a pandemic, they posted record profits. Now, how can you do that from budget cutting? It's bollocks. They do it every time, and they don't care about their wrestlers. Whereas AEW contract them, give them the a guaranteed contract, or you're an independent coming in, like old school wrestling, but they're treated with respect.
Yeah.
I don't know what WWE just get away with it because they're the biggest platform. But it's near enough. They get paid well, yes, but then the way they control them, almost like it's a real sport. It's not. It's scripted. So shouldn't they be getting near equal pay? Obviously, they have their merch sales where one more, they should have a percentage of their merch sale where they can really, gain high amounts from that. But the way they're controlled, like the other day, a few months ago, because they're independent contractors, they should be allowed to have their own, you know what Twitch is, streaming.
Yeah.
They got banned from Twitch. They're not allowed to have Twitch profiles, even though it was in their own name, not the wrestling name. So where's the line? And he's just done lots of things like that, where independent contractor is a key term that needs to be looked at.
Yeah, I mean those sort of things don't sort of sit well with me. If you are going to hire someone as an independent contractor, then you shouldn't really have any say in what they do outside of the four walls of their
exactly. And they're playing a character, so they've got a character name. And then what they do, another stupid bullshit they do. they will put down a wrestler, or do you know the term bury? So they bury a wrestler. Basically, they make them lose on screen, so their value comes down.
Right.
And then they just either just keep them on the show, pay them while they sit at home, so everyone forgets about them. And some people get like Ricochet's one of my favorite wrestlers. He's been fucked over so much at the moment. He's one of the most talented high flyers ever, and Vince just doesn't get it. So he just leaves him there, either like jobbing, which is like losing to a wrestler to progress them, or just got nothing for them. Another guy, Mustafa Ali, fantastic wrestler.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, Ricochet and Mustafa Ali are two of the most talented high flyers. They're just being screwed over, and it's just because this old 70-odd-year-old man doesn't understand wrestling. He'll stick with his same characters, but then he'll buy all the independent wrestlers up, and then time to a contract, and then would literally rather pay them to stay at home than actually make them work. And they just get confused. In NXT they thrive because Triple H knows what he's doing. As soon as they get up to the main roster, something just happens. I mean, a tiny percentage of people get through.
Yeah.
But they just get screwed over, and then they get frustrated, and then they get paid to stay at home, and then when they try and ask for their release because they're an independent contractor, they go no. So you bury them, ruin them, and then say you can't go. So it's just like mental torture. And then the backstage politics, I don't know, obviously I'm not there, but what you hear, it just sounds like unnecessary bullshit. And where like it's been known that Vince McMahon writes scripts 2 hours before a show, rewrites it, even though they've got a whole week to do it. It's just a mess. This shouldn't take... no, I work in production. It doesn't take that long to like have your ideas. Obviously injuries can happen, but it should be already set in your head. But when you've got a mad scientist in control who's stuck in the 80s, I'll tell you how bad it is. Roman Reigns is now basically turned heel now, and he's on the run of his life. But the fans have been asking for it for like 6, 7, 8 years, because he just, as a face, as a good guy, he's not. He just hasn't got that style. He's better as an evil guy. It's got that bad. Vince McMahon was writing his promos at one point because everything's so micromanaged there. You're not allowed to be yourself. And he made Roman Reigns say "suffering succotash" in a promo. It's one of the worst written promos I've ever seen in my suffering succotash. You know, like Tweety and
Yosemite Sam.
Yes. Sorry, yes. It was bizarre. It was like stuck in the 80s. It's not funny, and he's got this massive array of writers.
Yeah, and doesn't use them.
No, he does use them, but then he just rewrites it, and then the writers are just like, "Well, we tried. Why have you hired?" No, I feel vastly sorry, and it's all about politics. If you lick someone's asshole, then you're friendly with them, and then it turns into cliques and then little things.
Yeah.
And it's just irritating. As a wrestling fan, when you hear, because I'm really into it, as you can tell, when you read all this backstage stuff,
It's
people,
easy to see. Yes,
the people
it's pretty obvious.
They're people, aren't they? And they're real humans. And during this pandemic, when they should have been more supportive to them, they just toss them to the side. I mean, their livelihoods are at stake. And then take the Twitch stream from them. So they're not allowed to go on live events. So live events aren't happening at the moment because obviously COVID.
Yeah.
So you usually have your main show on television, then you go on live events for the people that don't get onto television often. So obviously that thing gets taken away. So they're earning less. Then they take Twitch away from them.
And of course, through Twitch, they'd be earning as well.
Earning a lot.
Through their own.
Yes. Under their own names, which they should be. So either hire them properly and pay them exactly what you're supposed to and give them health and everything, instead of being a scrimpy bastard, because they've made record profits during a pandemic. Yeah. And John Oliver, you know, the British community in America, he's even gone after him, and they've tried to get away with it via tweet, saving face, you know, with PR stuff. Yeah. Another ironic thing, WWE, I don't know, his daughter, Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
She won an award for like most. I can't remember. I don't quote me on this, but I know it was something like this. It was like most ethical business or something. It was bizarre, like most feel. You know, like a what's it? I can't remember, something like that. The most.
All sort of nice and fluffy.
Nice and fluffy. Yeah. Oh, you're the best business. Oh, it was so hilarious.
Very American.
Very American, but after you did that massive cull of superstars, as you call them, it's bizarre.
Yeah, I mean...
And as a fan, it really took it out of me.
Yeah, no, I can understand why. And I'd agree with you. If you're going to dictate to your talent that they can't do this outside of their wrestling contract, you still can't do the Twitch thing where then
But they've
fine.
got to
Then,
go for others.
then,
There's other incomes that they have to. They're independent contractors,
Yeah.
and especially during these times, it's important the streams.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But if if you're going to hire someone as a freelancer, then you have to accept that outside of the four walls of the contract that you have with them, they're going to do other things. They're going to
Don't use the term independent contractor then. This is bollocks.
employ them properly,
Do it like it. And what's funny is,
get them on the payroll properly.
even though their ratings are still decent because they're on Fox and Raw's dead, this shit. AEW, who's relatively just over 2 years now, not even that, I don't think. Well, might be. Their ratings, they're smashing it. They're doing really well, and they've it just shows.
They're both on Monday. Are they both?
No. So it wasn't both. NXT was on Wednesday, and AEW Dynamite was on Wednesday, and NXT. If you remember, you probably won't know. When Dynamite first started, they said, "Oh, we'll go on Wednesday," and then NXT moved to Wednesday. WWE was trying to be combative. Yeah, we'll do it, and NXT got smashed in the American ratings.
Right.
And then they moved away and goes, "Oh, we're just moving because we want to be strategic in our thing." Just bullshit. But they got smashed.
Right.
And that's the end all and be all of it. They haven't really. There's no other thing, and it's embarrassing for them deeply.
Right.
And they thought they'd win their first ratings, and they put an embarrassing statement out when they went, "Congratulations to AEW Dynamite." When have WWE ever done that? It was embarrassing.
That must have been galling.
Oh, yeah, because that's what they care about.
Mm.
And yeah, it was like, it serves them right. So I love AEW. I love their thinking. I love them looking after their their talent.
Yeah.
And Tony Khan, good on him.
Yeah. So what days are? I know Monday night is Raw.
Yes, and then Friday night is SmackDown.
Yeah.
And NXT is now on Tuesday. Dynamite is on Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
And then you got Impact on Thursdays.
Right. Okay.
And then on a Friday, which has been announced recently, there's going to be AEW Rampage after a 1 hour show after SmackDown finishes. Genius.
Wow.
Genius. I love it. And then he's obviously got his online shows,
Because SmackDown is the more popular one.
It is now, ironically. Raw was supposed to be because that's the flagship, but SmackDown got bought out by Fox because Fox lost the UFC contract. So they went, "Oh, I know what, we'll go and get the wrestling," which isn't the same thing.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's like Brock Lesnar telling you that it's the same thing when it's not.
I mean, he did do both. But,
He did do both, yeah.
But yeah, it was just astonishing, really. But for wrestling fans, yes, it's good now that there's wrestling literally every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have many a rant about WWE, but I'm not comfortable watching them at the moment. I watch WrestleMania because that's the main show.
Yeah.
Like I watched it this year. It was fantastic seeing a crowd back again,
Yeah.
and chanting and all this. But it's just disappointing when you produce so much shit. The only good segment now is Roman Reigns. That's it.
They're a victim of their own success, really, aren't they? WWE
Yeah.
to a certain extent. Oh, not only that, I think they're also they're also in that sort of, I guess, that frame of mind where their head is in the stratosphere. It's almost like they're untouchable.
And because now they've got a bit of competition, it's interesting.
There's a pretender to the throne now, isn't there?
But Vince has become weird. It's weird. Are we surprised? Let's be honest. Linda McMahon was part of Trump's cabinet or whatever. I mean,
business.
Do they give a shit? They don't care.
I think with Vince McMahon, I think it's again, it's no. This is WWE. You'll never take our crown. We're the biggest thing going. It's the arrogance, and you know what they say.
That arrogance got him to where he is.
Yeah.
And look, I respect everything he's done throughout the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Amazing. But there comes a time where you should step away. You should let his child or his son-in-law or his daughter run it, because they are younger and
they know
can
what they're doing,
know what they're doing. And they
can reinvent it, can't they?
Because there's only so much you can do with wrestling. But then making it edgy, AEW is edgier. It's got blood again and all this. I know that sounds grim, but that was back to the old school ways. Edgier, crazy things where you want to go and watch it and be entertained. And that's the whole point. Look, I'm full well know that it's a scripted thing. and like people go, "Oh, it's fake." Ooh. I know, but the idea is, it's like the worst and best soap opera in the world.
Yeah. You don't want to watch it,
No,
but you do watch it anyway.
and it's
You
just
watch it anyway.
funny. And then some things that wrestling people get within the community, because there is a massive wrestling community.
Yeah.
There's certain things and callbacks that people do and characters, and you go, oh. And there's only certain things that wrestling, like they call them pops in wrestling.
Yeah.
When you get a return back, like in the not this Royal Rumble, the past Royal Rumble, when Edge returned last in 2020.
Yeah. That was a big thing, wasn't it? I remember that.
The goosebumps that you get, I wasn't expecting it. I heard rumours, but I didn't think, nah, he's done.
Yeah.
But to see that, and it's emotional. It's weird. You don't get that with anything else. I can't explain it. And people that don't understand that, it's very rare when something so silly as wrestling. Wrestling is silly. That it can make you do that. It's bizarre. Maybe it's because of the nostalgia and it brings you back to being a child, and maybe it's that.
Yeah.
But it also, from what I've done for my job, it gives me great inspiration for bullshit ideas. It's fantastic.
So where do you think it goes from now then? Because I mean, AEW really, they're pretenders to the throne, and they're really, they're really sort of, big rivals now. You could say there was a point where they're not, but now there is a danger now that they.
There is, but WWE and AEW don't want to say they're competing, but there is a natural.
Of course they're competing.
But I enjoy it. I love it. I used to love it when WCW and WWE were at it.
Yeah,
that created the best content because there was drama. There was element of realism to it.
Yeah,
that's what made it cool.
Long may it continue. I've said before on a previous episode of our podcast, you need your rivals to bring out the best in you. So long may that rivalry continue.
100%. But yes, let us know what you think. Let us know if any of you wrestling fans out there want to comment and think I'm wrong. I'm sure you will. You'll be going, no,
that'd be interesting.
Roman Reigns is really good. It's usually the Asian guys. You'll see it on the comment. I can say this. You'll see it on the comment. Go, Roman Reigns best. Or Rikishi.
don't say in it.
Oh God. No, I'm talking about the proper Indian, from like Delhi or Bangladesh.
Right.
Like, oh, Roman Reigns, love from Bangladesh as a comment. He's not going to read it, is he? Well, on that note, let us know what you think. People from Bangladesh, if you want to.
I'd be very interested to hear.
Yes.
To
it is very nerdy, and I'm fully aware that I'm a nerd. But it's what I like, and I like what I like, as you said earlier.
Absolutely. But, you are who you are. We are who we are. But, big, brown and hairy.
BBH.
Rain comes higher.